Namaste to one and all. Welcome to my channel. Today's our topic is Ek Bharat Shrestha Bharat. According to that, today we are learning the art forms of Karnataka, which is a pair state of Uttarakhand. So let us see the art forms of Karnataka. First of all, we can see what about the dance forms of Karnataka. Yes, Dolu Kunida, Yekshagana, Veerages dance, then Bailada dance. Among them, first of all, we can see Dolu Kunida, Dolu and Sarang Doli. This is the property they are using, a big type of drum they are using, along with that they are wearing and they are having this drum. And that is Dolu Kunida. It is a major popular drum dance. A major popular big drums they are using this, and it is a spectacular variety and complexity of skills they are showing in the dance. It is an entertaining as well as a spiritual in honor of Lord Biralingeshwara, a form of Shiva. We can see that Lord Shiva. It is performed and the performers are from the Kuruba community. It is a highly decibel dance, high energy performance, and they form like circular as well as semicircular, like that we have seen in Himachal Pradesh how they form the Kulu Nati dance. Like that they are half circular and full circular way they are forming and beating in rhythm along with the singing and accompanying music. And here we can see that the great stamina and the man more stronger enough to carry this drum. That is how they are dancing. And later on you can see that earlier that type of big drums the women could not use, but later we can say small type of drums also started using in the dance, and so women also started that. So that about the Dolu Kunida. Then comes we can see the Yekshagana. It is a traditional Indian theatre form. We are familiar with Yekshagana and it is traditional Indian theatre form. It is hailing from Dakshina Kannada, Udupi, Uttara Kannada, Shimoga and western parts of Chikmagalur and in Karnataka. And so it is a coastal Karnataka's signature dance drama. Coastal, it is signature of Coastal Karnataka's signature dance drama. It's a rare combination of dance, music, song, scholarly dialogues and colorful costumes. That is a specialty of Yekshagana. And another important thing is that it is said that is they are opening a celestial world in front of the audience. Unfolds a celestial world unfolds before the world, and Yaksha means celestial, something beyond our earth. So you get celestial Gana and according to the beat of drums and it is a after the winter crop harvested, the area, a wider area, larger area, this dance Yekshagana starts from evening to the next day morning. And so we can see that there is a person who is called as a Bhagavada. He is a master of ceremonies. He is the main storyteller of this particular Yekshagana. And they are wearing a large Seidha headgear. They are using colorful faces, elaborate costumes all over the bodies. That is a specialty, and musical beads on legs. That is, it is known as Geji. That is musical beads they are using, and they needed the great physique. They needed to perform this Yekshagana. And these are the things: drums they are using, harmonium, then medal, then thala. Thala, it is a mini metal clapper, and flute they are using. So this is the importance of Yekshagana, and we can see the Veerages dance. It is based on Hindu mythology, and on the Dasara procession we can see this dance, Veerages dance. We can see the Dasara procession. They are celebrating Dasara, and on that procession on the streets and roads we can see that they are performing this dance, which is based on the Hindu mythology. And Bailada dance, it is also a dance drama based on epics and Puranas. That is Bailada dance. That is, it is a dance drama. So that is about the dance forms of Karnataka. Next we can see fairs and festivals of Karnataka. Dasara, Hampi festival, Kambali festival, Hagga, Ada Halega festival, then Patadakal dance festival, Ugadi festival, Pongal festival, Magara Sankranti, Vairamudhu festival, then Rajotsava. Let us see Dasara. Dasara is almost celebrated all over India. It is 10 days festival. It is known as Durga Puja. It is and Vijayadashami. Different states are performing and they are calling it as different names. And next we can see what is Hampi festival. Hampi is an ancient village. It is an erstwhile medieval Hindu kingdom of Vijayanagara. The erstwhile means that what is a former name. We call USSR as erstwhile USSR because USSR has divided into 15 republican countries. So erstwhile means the former. So formerly it was known as erstwhile medieval kingdom of Vijayanagar. It is also known as Vijaya festival and it is celebrated every year and it is celebrated especially the Virubhaksha temple. And this Hampi, it is the old name of Hampi is Kishkinda, and it is as a grandest city, and now most often the ruins we can see connected to that. Hampi festival is there. Then Ugadi, it is a Telugu New Year festival. Celebrated during the spring season. Ugadi, Yuga means age, that is welcoming of a beginning of a new age. It comes in March, April. That time this Ugadi festival comes. Then it is during this Ugadi festival they worship Lord Ganesha, Mata Parvati, Lord Vishnu and Goddess Lakshmi, and the people adorn their houses, decorate their houses and temples with fresh flowers and mango leaves, fresh mango leaves, that they feel that is auspicious, that is why. And house and temples they will decorate. Then comes the Pongal festival. This Pongal festival is to thank sun god and Lord Indra, that is giving them a good, better yield. And it is about 4 days and it starts on 13th January. And in the Pongal festival, we can see that the farmers offer Pongal to the god, and during this it is also we can see that it is connected to the sun god. That means the sun reaches the southernmost point and turns to the north again and re-enters the sign of Makara. Usually it happens on January 14th. And it is the starting of the warmer days. So till that winter, then comes the warmer, and it is starting of the sun's 6 months journey to the northern area, that we call it as Uttarayanam. So when the students integrate the art, we can see there are several signs and geographically, scientifically we can see that you can integrate it. And next we can see the Vairamudhi festival. It is associated with how the Lord Vishnu's crown is adorned with a diamond studded crown embedded with precious gems. In between I am telling you what is Kambala festival. This Kambala festival, Hagga and Adahalega, all these are related to the buffalo race, in which is from the farmers community. These are 4 varieties of Kambala festivals. Among them 2 are these written here. I am writing is according to the circular. So it is a buffalo festival which occur during November to March. These days it is occurring this festival. Then we can see the one more thing, Vairamudhu festival, then the Rajyotsava. Rajyotsava is connected to the emerging of the new state on November 1st, 1956. The Karnataka has originated. So on that basis, we can see that the Rajyotsava is celebrated in Karnataka. So these are the fairs and festivals of Karnataka. Let us see the art forms of Karnataka. We can see craft also in art. So craft is also included in art. Let us see art forms. stone carving, doll making, Mysore painting, ivory carving, wood carving, metalware, sandalwood craft. So what about the stone carving? It is a sculpture. The art of sculpturing in stone is known as stone carving. And Hoysala, that is a famous for this stone carving. It is a small town in Karnataka. It is having a unique technique, that is that much expertise they are by identifying the stones on the base of the sounds emitted from the stone. It will emit a particular sound. From the sound, their expertise, they will identify the quality of the stones. And the sculpturing is very famous about in Karnataka. Then next we can see the doll making. Then Dasara, there is a display of dolls also. So the dolls are made of wood, cloth, clay, terracotta, plaster of Paris, etc. are used to make small type of dolls. In the Dasara, it is especially associated with the Dasara festival. And then we can see the Mysore painting. Mysore painting is a classical painting. And in order to prepare the Mysore painting, first of all we needed a base, we needed a ground, prepare the ground. Or we can see that on the wall we can do, and there we can use paper, wood or cloth can be used. After having that particular base, the painting will come, that is a Mysore painting. Then we can see the ivory carving. Yes, of course, ivory carving. Then wood carving, the metalware, sandalwood craft. So everything I can't explain, that you know. So here I am explaining what about the sandalwood craft. Regarding the sandalwood craft, something important, something with botany. You can see that it is this sandalwood trees. They will after growing 7 to 8 years only, the heartwood of sandalwood grow. The heartwood of sandalwood grow only after 7 or 8 years, and it will grow 1 kilogram per year. The tree grows by 1 kilogram every year, and this only wood sold in kilograms. That is sandalwood, and different craft forms are there made, and here it is associated with spiritual traditions. The craft form is mostly associated with the Hindus and Buddhist spiritual traditions. And it is about the price, it is written about 1 kilogram about 3,000 to 6,000. That it is I have seen, I am not so sure, anyway it has been seen in the net like that. Then so this is art form. So I am asking children, when you are integrating your subject, you just go through where you can associate. Suppose you want to show you one particular thing, there you can use the Mysore painting or doll making or ivory carving, or you can see that how with the use of wood, cloth, clay, terracotta, plaster of Paris, you can make a 3-dimensional art forms you can use to explain the particular topic what you are dealing in that art integrated project or art integrated learning. So that way you integrate the art forms, especially from the art form you will get CBSE suggestive visual arts, 2-dimensional and 3-dimensional. 2-dimensional, it is Mysore painting, it is something 3-dimensional, and stone carving also 3-dimensional. We can see that 3-dimensional, 2-dimensional, we can see the picturization that comes the 2-dimension. And next dress, lungi, shirt, angavastra, and pants, Mysore silk, Kanjipuram silk. These are the famous dress forms of Karnataka. And this is also lungi. And this angavastra is a small cloth which by the men. Lungi is a garment which is used to wear on the waist like that. And this Kanjipuram silk, Mysore silk also very famous. Then we can see the food item. It is written, the circular, it is written the Bisibelebata, and it is how it is prepared. And here we can see that the roast, just I am telling that roast 1 tablespoon of chana dal, urad dal, and 4 red chilies, and 1.5 coriander seeds, 1 inch cinnamon, and that is you have to roast it and add this. seeds, then 1 inch cinnamon, then 2 cloves, and make it aromatic, and after 1 pinch methi seeds, and fry it, and after add cumin seed. All this you powder it, so the bisibele bath is ready. Then we can see the 3 tablespoon tamarind and half cup, pour it in the half cup hot water and make it a mix like that, and you squeeze it and take the juice of the tamarind and add salt and jaggery. So you will get a particular consistency. This you will get. And in that you can see that add this powder, this bisibele powder should be added, and you can stir it well. And along with that you can cook rice, the 3/4 cup rice and half cup tur dal can be cooked, and here then along with that you can see that onion, carrot, capsicum, green peas. The chana dal also can be used, and I have seen coconut also can be used as when you are making the powder. It some optional cashew nut can be used, and this you just fry and after cook. And in that this powder and this jaggery and tamarind juice can be mixed with this, and you will get a particular liquid type of that, and add this rice and tur dal, cook that one. So that is how the bisibele bath is prepared. I will show the picture also here. So this is the art forms of Karnataka. I hope you understood about the dance forms and fairs and festivals, then art forms, then the dress, and the food of Karnataka. Okay, children, you try to understand what is the topic, try to understand, try to find out what topic you can integrate with. So in the other videos also I have said that regarding festivals, you just see what are the properties they are using. Dance forms also, what are the properties they are using. It may be having some mechanism, it may be having some dimensions, it may be having particular shape associated with the maths, and how a particular instrument is working. Suppose in the case of drum, how it is working, that is connected to physics. How it is made, it may be made with a leather or some other materials that you connect it with physics, chemistry, like that. And you can connect it to biology also. Buffaloes race, it is connected to the we can see the zoology. So like that you connect it and learn the topics. And about one thing more about languages, how you are writing it, how you are narrating it, how you are writing an invitation letter, all this connected to languages. Suppose you are inviting the people, just write a letter. Yes, this is a function going on in Karnataka, this is a festival in Karnataka. So you can write a letter, or you can narrate it, you can picturize it while you are writing an invitation, or you can write a brochure, you can make a collage. There you can integrate pictures also. I told you 3-dimensional, 2-dimensional. That way you integrate the art in whatever you are learning. So that is why we are learning different topics. So there you are getting different possibilities how art can be integrated. Okay, thank you for your cooperation.